back to another video review, and today we're looking at the Transformers Shattered Glass IDW Blaster. So here he is in his Boombox mode, but of course, before we look at him, let's get a quick look at the box. So of course, like Magnus, this is open window again, so you can just kind of, to your heart's content. There's an image of Blaster there, which you get a bigger version of that same image, and then a even bigger version of that image, and then warning Shattered Glass. In the back of the box, you get a little look at Rewind, you get Blaster there, and then you get this little short bio, which says Blaster specializes as the communications expert for the Autobots. He has the ability to harness Earth's classical music as a sonic weapon to unleash on his enemies. So, there's that. And of course, just real quick, not really going to talk about like the actual story, but I do want to just look at the cover art. I do think it's pretty nice. I like it. You got him just jumping. He's like, here we go. And he's like, oh man. I don't know. This art just like, it's kind of funny to me for some reason. I think it's just because having just the little guy to be like, woo, here we go. Also the fact that he looks solidly colored, and I really wish this mold was solidly colored. Why is it clear? Why is it clear? Seriously, why? Why? Like, this one's more expensive and it's still clear. It could have not been. Anyway. So, this is a figure I've been looking forward to talking about for a while. Just because Kingdom Blaster was like the first figure I got all year. Literally the first one that I ended up picking up. And he has remained one of my favorites from just like officially like Hasbro and Takara, just one of my favorites, if not my favorite, like Has-Tac figure of the year so far. He's just really good. He's just really satisfying. The transformation's great. Like all sides of him is just fun. So it's just like getting a Shattered Glass version. Like I don't have to do this as a custom. This just got made, and I get to talk about it. Yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it. So here he is in the Boombox mode, and it does look very nice. It's got a lot of like gunmetal detailing along here. Got the nice blue speakers, which I can say under the lights you can very much see are a lot more blue, which is a little bit of a thing that I have, but it's not really the fault of the figure. It's more so just the fault of Shattered Glass Blaster's color scheme. But even the sides here, you got some blue, and then the back, like I mentioned, like it's a little bit hollow, but I mean when you look at Netflix Soundwave, and like every angle of that is bad. Even the dead front sucks. It's kind of amazing. They were just kind of like, you know what, we're gonna like ace Blaster, and they did. Now the funny thing about this is the fact that if we bring in normal Kingdom Blaster, between the two of them, like usually the Shattered Glass releases have like a bunch of little deco changes here or there, like different paint apps or like new details brought out, but here, not really. Like really, like not a ton. The only ones that I've really noticed is this little top bit here. Instead of it being just blue on the inside here, it's blue like this whole section, whereas it's just black. And then little things like these tiny bits got painted, whereas they didn't here. And then like the little port there got painted, and the little arrow. Like it's not a lot. But I mean, to be fair, they detailed this one a lot already, so there really wasn't too much they could do, but I just think it's funny. Or then you got here where like these got painted black and then they didn't get painted here. It's just like, it's just very strange just how the paints on these work, because it's like most of the paint application is like identical, and like the color layouts are almost identical for the most part. Just like small differences. Oh yeah, and these lines look like they got picked out, whereas they didn't there. So it's like he has a few more, but it's not like an insane degree. So yeah, and of course, before we can move on, we do have to talk about Little Rewind, which actually got a lot of different paint apps. Like if you just bring in eject, like, you know, you got the whole arms painted, he's got some shoulders painted. I think the head has like a little bit more paint on it, but it's just like, he got like a glow up, whereas Blaster just kind of got like few new things, few taken away. It's weird. But yeah, you know, you can still open that up, put him in, close it, and he's in there. Which mine likes to get caught a little bit more often, but I guess now that we're on camera, it won't do that. It's just going to work perfectly and make me look like a liar. How dare you, sir? And then, you know, he has his gun, which still doesn't really have any good storage. I don't know what you'd expect. They can just plug it on the back, or just he can have a gun up here. This isn't the Titans Return one where you can have this whole like DJ bass thing, which is one of my favorite things ever. Man, imagine a shattered glass version of the Titans Return toy. Oof, that'd be fun. But yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into his transformation. So first, what you want to do is just take these, undo them, fold them around, and then they should plug in to these little ports here through those holes, like so. Flip this little bit up just so you can detach the legs and just move them down. Go ahead and take it, rotate the waist around. You go ahead and take these, fold them in, rotate around so the legs are in the front. Flip these around, which I think is really neat because the actual speakers are, you know, like here, so they couldn't just have them also be here. Because I guess they couldn't just angle the legs to where this was the front. I don't know. But, you know, flip those around for the speakers. And what I find easiest to do here is just to fold the ankle, then get the foot out. Because if you try to just get the foot out, it's pretty tight. Let's angle this up just because he's getting a little bit tall. Take the arms here, rotate them down. You should feel them like softly click. Same thing with the wrists. They should sort of click. They still move a little bit. Rotate around the arms where the elbows are facing forward. Come back here to this hatch. Don't do that. Flip this up, then you can flip out his head and close it. Get them all situated. And here is Shattered Glass Blaster in his robot mode. And again, just the fact that this happened at all is just kind of amazing. Just, you know, like getting one of your favorite figures of the year just done in a color scheme that you would have probably tried to do anyway. Even though genuinely, I don't know if I could paint Kingdom Blaster into this. Like if I had to do it myself. But I just love that this happened. It's all worked out for me. But anyways, let's go ahead and get a quick look at the head. Which I can say, I do wish they went with like a matte black color instead of just the more glossy black. Just because like the light reflects off his face way too easily. I do love the red eyes though. They are very, very lovely. Let's get the camera back down. But yeah, articulation on them. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. I should probably put the camera slightly more up, man. The head is on a ball joint, so you can get it all the way around. You can also go side to side and forward and back, so you get some actually pretty nice range. Arms go full 360, out that far. Swivel, about a slightly over 90-degree elbow, like 92, like almost nothing. You can technically use this transformation joint for like, well, you know, for that, you know, we'll get into that later. And probably also like the two-hand gun poses. But then the wrists don't really do anything. You can kind of do that. That's really about it. Waist can go a full 360. Mostly just due to transformation. Legs can go forward that far. If you move the flap and go back that far, can go all the way out. Swivel there at the thigh. Little bit under 90-degree knee bend. And then a nice ankle. Which what's kind of fun is that they molded into little dots in there, which I swear the G1 toy had or something. I don't know. I don't have mine here to compare it to, but that detail is familiar. So yeah, he has a lot of articulation, and I really like that about him. Like he's a very square design, but just the fact that he has so much articulation makes him just makes him feel very alive, very flush. Well, not flush. I don't think it's the proper word. I think dynamic. There we go. I don't know why I said flush. And just to bring him in, here is the normal Kingdom Blaster. Which, like I mentioned earlier, which actually let me rewind out for now. Which, as I mentioned earlier, there's not really that much color layout difference between the two. In the robot mode, there is none. There's literally no differences that I have found that are like new details. There's none. Like you'd think they would have like maybe painted in these little knee things like with some silver or something, but no. There's no difference, which is just kind of funny. But I mean, you don't improve upon perfection, right? There you go. But yeah, I really love this mold so much. Like I said, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, like Hasbro Takara releases of the year. And even like the back here, it's just like very, very clean. Like, yeah, you get the butt flap, but like, it's just that. Like, that's it. That is the only kibble that is even remotely bothersome, and it's not even an issue. It's just there. Like, you don't gain that much from not having it there, you know? You don't. If you just want to have it like on the shelf where you can't see it, there you go. It's gone. You can flip it all the way up and act like it's not there. But putting him to the back, let's actually take a quick look at Rewind, which, as I mentioned, he got a lot of new paint apps. But transformation on him, fold out the legs, rotate him around. Then you want to take the arms, pretty much same thing, fold them out, rotate them forward. Like so. This one's a little bit tight, which is very worrisome since, you know, clear plastic. Oof. Then come back here to the head, fold it out, rotate around, and then here is Little Rewind, which is actually just kind of bring the camera down so we can see him, which that's as far down as my camera goes. But yeah, little guy is really nice. I really like how this looks. Which, quick look at the head. You cannot, the visor is red, but it is so small that you just cannot see it. But I love all the added details that he has over eject, like bringing in eject, like the painted shoulders and and the arms. Just, it does a lot to just make him stand out more. And the fact that it's just the darker colors, like even the clear red is darker than the clear blue. That you can see it's not reflecting the light as easily. So he just looks a bit better in general to me. Which, even him, he's like very, very articulated. Like the head's on a ball joint and go all the way around, like look up a ridiculous degree. Shoulders go full 360, arms can go out. Like much deeper elbow bend than Blaster. Legs can go forward that far, back that far, all the way out. And then the knee is on a ball joint. So you can get pretty deep bend, you know, since the backs of the legs are hollow, you can get a really nice bend in there, and then a swivel there, and then the same with the elbows, just because it's the ball joint. So yeah, he has like some really nice articulation. Like what I really love about him is getting him into a kneeling pose, because like out of any figure I own, I think this is like, or at least this year, this is like the most natural kneeling pose I have seen on a figure. Which it also kills me the fact that like the new Studio Series 86 Rumble, if I remember correctly, doesn't have elbows. I think it's like he's missing like some weird like major bit of articulation. I think it's elbows again, which I don't get why. Like if this is the same basic scale and has to, you know, transform into the same exact shape, why couldn't they fit elbows? On like it's small man. I don't think this is that hard. But I could be wrong. He could have elbows, and I'm just misremembering because I don't plan on picking it up either. So. But, yeah. I'm just going to leave him kneeling because I love it. Of course, you can give Blaster his gun, which is cast in blue. Just pop it into the pointer finger, which I just don't like the pointer fingers. This is just how I use to get rid of it. Like, I get it. You know, everyone wants him to be able to press the button and, like, do the thing. But he has some really nice sculpted detail in there. You can kind of see through the window. But, like, when you're not doing that one very specific thing, it's an eyesore. Like, all you can just be like, I don't know, just point at. It's like, hey, who forgot to take out the garbage last night? It was him. It was him down there. That's the answer. So yeah, I just like even on Blaster, he's just always holding the gun in this hand because I just hate the pointer finger. Like I think it was like Fall of Cybertron Soundwave that started it. I wish he didn't. And then just for a few more fun comparisons, here he is with my custom Shatterglass Blaster from the Siege Crosshairs mold with a new head. Which I know, like, this one, someone's already talked about in the comments, like, this one should have had, like, a toy-accurate head, but I don't mind. I mean, it would have been fun if it had a toy-accurate head, but the fact that it doesn't, I'm not overly, like, mad or anything. I know some people got, like, peeved off about it. And then here he is with the third-party one that I do not remember the name of. I want to say KFC did it. I'm probably completely wrong. But you can kind of see the similarities in the color schemes. Like how they're slightly different. Like how like the black, fully black thighs and then a partially black, partially blue. which I do like this figure way more because this one is stupid loose. Like, and these weird, like, wobbly ratchets. It's just not fun. I do not like messing with that figure. But yeah. Overall, this is probably my favorite from Wave 2. Like, I don't know if Soundwave's gonna top it or not. Just because, again, one of my, like, favorite figures to come out this year. Getting a Shattered Glass repaint. You can't lose. Can't lose there. But yeah, this is probably, like, peak Wave 2 for me. Really hope it doesn't yellow. Like, the light gray kind of scares me, because I'm like, I know that can yellow. Please, my favorite of Wave 1 is just very, very yellowed now. Please don't let my favorite of Wave 2 have the same fate. I'm begging you, Hasbro. Fix your problems. But, yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, please remember to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews. And please don't forget to subscribe. You can also come check out my Facebook and Tumblr pages. Links in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime. Signing out.